Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Basketball Ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2000 and not 17, because we're now into the 2018 season, so we'll have to change that tagline. Obviously, everyone excited about the new season, about getting CP Championship points towards that Worlds invite, and we're well and truly into it now. We've had a flurry of events over the last week, from mid-season showdowns, Premier Challenges and all sorts, and all leading up to regionals and special events that are coming up in the next month or two. So a very exciting time, and hopefully everyone's enjoying the new season so far. We are playing the same format as 2017 up to now, but I would imagine we'll get a new format change with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when they come out in November this year, so not very long actually. So I'm really looking forward to the new games, and the new format will be, it's always fun, it's always refreshing, and it'll be fun to get into that. But for now, actually, before we get into anything guys, I do need to just apologise, because last week I had an absolute nightmare and my home Wi-Fi totally just went down kapunked on Sunday evening last week, meaning I couldn't upload any videos to YouTube, do any streams or anything like that. So I am so sorry about that. I had an engineer out on Friday, which was super annoying because it was the earliest they could come out. Like 5 days it took them to come out to repair it, but they have put a new line in, so that's amazing, and everything should be good going forward. So fingers crossed, touch wood, no problems. On to today's episode anyway. So we've got a new team. You can see on the channel artwork the team down below that I've put together. Now, the plan was, before my internet went haywire, was to play Porygon Z with conversion. Now, I tested it and tested it and tested it and tried it and tried it and tried it, and I just couldn't get on with it very well. I just couldn't get comfortable with it. I didn't like it. It just didn't suit my playstyle, so I wasn't really comfortable bringing it on the channel. I've put this together now, which we'll play this week. It's a bit of fun. It's got that common Salamence Metagross core that's kind of picked up a lot of popularity recently, and we featured it on the channel back in February with that Pelipper Golduck team that we played. So kind of bringing it back in a different core here. We've got Tsareena, which is probably the big star of the team really, Mandibuzz, Alola Marowak and Tapu Fini. So we'll see how we get on with it this week. But basically guys, what I want you to do, if you don't mind, I'd love you to in the comments below put cores down that you want to see played with, and maybe what Tapus you want to see played with. If you want to see Tapu Bulu, Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is a Pokemon we very rarely used on the channel, so if you want to see that played, then that's great. If you would like to see Tapu Lele is like probably my favourite Tapu, along with Fini, so either of those two. But let me know what you want to see going forward, especially around cores and things like that. You know, there's the AFK core that we really haven't featured on the channel yet, so that's something I would like to maybe feature on the channel myself. But I'd like to, rather than me decide, I'd like to throw it out to you guys. Now, we've had suggestions from Jason, who suggested Machamp. We've had Magmortar as well suggested. So we've had some suggestions, but I just haven't had any solid big consensus from you guys. So if you can, let me know what you'd like to see played, you know, in the future, and I'll build around that, and then we'll maybe do a team building review episode on that as well. So let me know. We'll play this team this week, but we'll get into it next week. So what else? Yes, with my internet being down, I had very patchy internet access. So I had my phone, and there's a ton of comments that you guys have left over the last week or so. Because of my internet being down, it just meant I haven't had really that much time to go through the comments and get back to them. So I'm super sorry about that. I am on it at the minute, and I will go back through, because I do make a point. You guys take the time to contact me, so I do want to make sure that I respond. I just think it's a nice thing to do. So apologies about that, but all apologies out the way now, because we've got our first opponent of the day, and they are running a team of Garchomp, Arcanine, Tapu Lele, Snorlax, Kartana and Drifblim. So what are we going up against here? We've got that Tapu Lele Drifblim combination. It's going to be a bit of a pain for us, but we do have Tapu Fini, Mandibuzz. It kind of matches up well against that. You know, Mandibuzz here is actually not too bad. We just need to protect it well, because The Lele is really the only thing that kind of threatens it for super effective damage. I mean, the Garchomp with the Rock Slide can do good damage to it and flinch it, so that's something that we need to keep in mind. But I mean, we've got the Taunt for the Snorlax, we've got Tailwind, we've got Foul Play that hits Garchomp, Kartana and Arcanine, and the Drifblim for really good damage. So I think it's silly not to bring Mandibuzz here. Question is what else we want to bring. Tsareena's not a bad choice here, to be honest. It hits the Kartana for good damage. The Snorlax, kind of like Salamence as well for the Intimidate. Because it's not bad as a switch into everything else. Yeah, let's go for these 4 and lock in. We maybe could have brought the Marowak here, but Drifblim gives it a hard time. Garchomp gives it a hard time. So let's see. Hopefully we get on okay. And we will have a stream this week, guys. So Thursday this week. We're going to put it back an hour later to 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock this week. We will be doing a stream, so it should be a lot of fun. If you're around, do come and hang out. And hopefully, the lagging issue should be gone as well. Hopefully. So we see my opponent lead off with that Drifblim and Tapu Lele. We see the Tapu Lele activate the Drifblim's Psychic Seed with the Psychic Surge. We do overwrite it with Misty Terrain. And activate the Misty Seed on Mandibuzz here. So, what can we do? What can we do? Could go for a Tailwind. Or we could just attack. Because I think if we go for Muddy Water, and maybe a Foul Play into the Drifblim, that should be enough to take it down. We are Choice Specs Tapu Fini as well. I'm kind of tempted to do that because I could maybe see a Taunt come out from the Tapu Lele, potentially, or a Protect even. While the Drifblim just sets up. So let's do that. Let's go for the Foul Play. Yeah, Foul Play Muddy Water. Ooh, so we see a Toxic come out from the Drifblim. Alright. And there's the Taunt. It's onto the Fini. Okay. So we do hit a Muddy Water, which is nice. We do a fair bit of damage to both Pokemon. And let's see what this Foul Play is going to be doing to this Drifblim. Yeah, picking up the kill, so that's great. Now the question is this next turn, if you know, we want to try and get maybe the Tailwind up this next turn, but the Lele is sitting there and we know it's got Taunt, so do you see the Snorlax come in for my opponent? I feel like we just go Muddy Water and maybe try our luck with the Tailwind. We could Taunt the Snorlax. And stop the Snorlax setting up. I'm going to go for a Taunt into the Snorlax slot. Stop it setting up. And there's the Taunt coming out onto the Mandibuzz. Okay, so that was kind of to be expected. We do get the Muddy Water off. We do hit again, so that's good. The Lele should go down here. Just hanging on, so we got a bit of a lower roll there than we did last turn. And we see the Snorlax go for a Curse. Okay, so what do we want to do to adjust? So I think I'm going to keep Fini in and just Muddy Water again, and maybe just go for a Foul Play into Snorlax, or I could switch out into Salamence, to be honest. It's just whether the Lele goes for a Moonblast into that Salamence slot, and that's the only thing. I'd rather kind of preserve Salamence till the late game rather than switch it in to take a Moonblast now. So I think I'm going to just keep Mandibuzz around at the minute. And it means if the Kartana is in the back, then at least we've got the Salamence still to bring in once it does come in and hit the field. And to lower its attack. So we do take a Moonblast from the Lele. Does reveal that it's life orbed, does go down, so we will get single target. Oh, but the Muddy Water misses, which is great, and we do get a foul play off, doing some big damage to Snorlax, but unfortunately we're going to lose Mandibuzz now to the toxic damage, and we just see the Snorlax go for another curse. But we can bring in Tsareena, because Tsareena does have Trop Kick. Oh, but we actually, yeah, so yeah, Mandibuzz does go down. Okay. It's all about what my opponent has in the back, to be honest. I'm going to bring in Salamence now. And it's Arcanine. Okay. So if we can get rid of the Arcanine, and then we can just concentrate on this Snorlax. Got to be aware though, it's going to be hitting pretty hard. It is going to be on +1 still. Okay. So let's just continue going for Muddy Water and... And what do we want to do here? Do we want to just Dragon Pulse into maybe the Snorlax here? Yeah. Because the Arcanine could protect, but I don't know how likely that is. Let's go for a Dragon Pulse into the Arcanine, because then that should chip it into Muddy Water range, really. Or not. And Snorlax avoids another Muddy Water. Okay, so we do hit the Arcanine, and we do take it down, so that's great. And there's a Recycle from the Snorlax. Okay. So what I might do now is switch out my Salamence into Tsareena. And then we've still got we still have access to Intimidate as well, just by doing this with the Salamence, sorry. These Muddy Water misses are kind of coming back to bite us a little bit now. Okay, so we bring in that shiny Tsareena. We do hit a Muddy Water this time, which is brilliant. You've got to imagine the Snorlax goes for an attack here. Yeah. And it is going for the return into the Finny. Okay. So I'm just going to switch out Finny and bring in Salamence, and I'm going to go for a Trop Kick into the Snorlax. We do have the Fight TMZ on Tsareena, but I don't really want to like launch it off just yet, because you've got to keep in mind that it is +2 defense. So I don't know whether we'll be able to pick up the KO, and I kind of want to maybe cycle some Intimidates, get some Trop Kicks off first before I do launch it off, and then waste that berry as well. And we just see another Recycle. Okay. So the great thing about Trop Kick as well is that every time it does make contact, it does hit something. It does lower the target's attack stat by 1 stage. So when you pair it with something like Intimidate support, it's extremely strong and just makes it a lot easier for things like Tapu Fini to take big damage and things from opponents as well. So get another Trop Kick off. It's not doing bad damage either. And we see that Snorlax go for another curse. And what I'm going to do is just double into it now. I think. Do I double into it now or not? Like, what's Snorlax stats like? It's -1. I'm going to go for a Moonblast and another Chop Kick into it. And then hopefully this procs the berry and he doesn't go for another recycle, and then we can maybe gauge from the Moonblast damage what we're going to be able to do going into this following turn. We might be able to end it with a big All-Out-Pummeling from Tsareena and get some style points. So Moonblast doing some good damage there. Procs that berry. So I think this next turn we might just go for the All-Out-Pummeling Moonblast. It might be enough. Get another Chop Kick off. We'll probably see a curse. Maybe a curse here? No, a return. Okay. Which is fine. So now I will just go for that Moonblast, and let's end it as we plan with that All-Out Pummeling. And hopefully, even though it's on +3, we should put it in range with the Moonblast to kind of take it down. So here's the Moonblast from Finny. And here we go. Tsareena. His debut performance with the Fighting Z, the All-Out Pummeling. It's such a cool Pokemon as well. Like, it's got the Queenly Majesty, is it Queenly Majesty ability, which stops any priority attacks onto you or your partnering Pokemon as well, so that's pretty nice. Is it enough? It is enough. Okay, so we do manage to take down this big Curselax and close out the game. So, very good game to my opponent, and not a bad way to start the episode. And we'll see if we can get some more of these featured Pokemon. I'd like to get the Salamence and the Metagross kind of played, hopefully today in our next game. Maybe we have the opportunity to, but we kind of just have to gauge what we come up against. Because when we played Salamence Metagross, the Assault Vest Weakness Policy Metagross on the team back in February when we featured it, we played Bulldoze and Earthquake. So Bulldoze on the Salamence and Earthquake on the Metagross, and I've kept that. It's weird because you see a lot of teams now that are running that pair, they don't have Earthquake on Metagross, and it's understandable. You know, you see things like Hammer Arm, Meteor Mash and stuff like that. I've opted for Zen Headbutt, Bullet Punch and Earthquake. I've still kept the Earthquake because it gives you a good option against a lot of things that threaten it, like Muck is a big problem for it, and with the selection of moves that you would have normally, you're not really going to be able to KO it. But if you can activate the Weakness Policy, and Earthquake will pick up the KO on a Muck. You can hit Tapu Koko for good damage without relying on Meteor Mash hitting or Zen Headbutt or something like that. And so we'll see if we can get it played anyway. So we have our next opponent, Benster from the UK, and they are running a team of Alolan Muck, Tapu Koko, Celesteela, Garchomp, Porygon 2 and Gastrodon. So quite a bulky looking team. They've obviously got the Trick Room switch in there with the P2, the Muck. You've got to imagine the Muck's probably a Curse variant, possibly. Tapu Koko and Garchomp as well, just there as solid additions. So what are we going to do to set up here? I mean, okay. I mean, we could go Salamence Metagross here, because I've put Dragon Tail on Salamence, so it gives us an option against Trick Room teams. Mimikyu is a bit different, but then we do have Mandibuzz for that situation. But what do we want to bring in the back? I think Tsareena here might not be too bad, but it's not ideal either. I think Marowak's pretty good. And, okay, what do we want for our last one? Or is Marowak actually any good? Because Marowak causes us lots and lots of issues. I think maybe Tapu Fini's probably quite good. And maybe Tsareena. Let's lock in, let's see. I take way too long deciding, and I'm so indecisive. I think it's a really difficult matchup, this one. It's quite tricky, so we'll see. if we can get the Metagross and Salamence set up, we might be able to do something, but it's not going to be very easy. The Tapu Koko puts on a lot of pressure. Hopefully just the presence of having kind of Marowak possibly in the back kind of gives us a bit of an upper hand here, but it might not as well. So we do see my opponent lead off with the Tapu Koko and the Porygon 2. So Salamence is quite heavily threatened here. There is a Dazzling Gleam, a Volt Switch, potentially from the Tapu Koko. Porygon 2 has got a special attack boost as well, so those Ice Beams from it are going to be hitting us super hard. So, thing is, if my opponent decides to just go for an Ice Beam into the Salamence, that's not really going to be ideal at all. I mean, we could go for double Earthquake here, but there's every chance that the Tapu Koko could just attack into the Metagross. I mean, we could go for the Bulldoze, but I don't know if it's going to get us anywhere. I think go for the Bulldoze, and I'm going to actually protect Metagross this turn, because I kind of expect the Tapu Koko to maybe attack into it. Tapu Koko just protects though. And are we just going to see an Ice Beam come out from this Porygon 2 into Salamence? Like, Salamence should be able to take it. But at the same time, we're kind of defeating the object of protecting our Metagross there, because we're not getting the boost. Do get the speed drop on Porygon 2, and we do see an Ice Beam. So my opponent just playing it straight down the line there. Salamence just hanging on. Now, you've got to think maybe a Dazzling Gleam comes out. It's more likely that this is why I should have brought Marowak, to be honest. Marowak would have been an ideal switch in for Salamence in this situation. Let's switch out Salamence into Finny, and let's go for a Zen Headbutt into the Koko slot. Oh, so discharge. Oh dear. And a crit on Metagross, which is not great, but do get the Zen Headbutt and T-Bolt. Okay, this is not ideal at all. Why didn't we bring Marowak? This is like the worst. I don't think we've got much to kind of come back from now. I mean, we can Bullet Punch into the Koko, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take it down. Although, if we just go Muddy Water, we should take another discharge, but it's whether or not the Koko just goes for a T-Ball or a Volt Switch into that slot. So we'll protect Metagross, try and get ourselves out of this position. There's a T-Ball, it's just into the Finny, so this will be, yeah, enough to take us down, and I think that is going to be game here, really. And just an Ice Beam. So we'll bring in Tsareena. But we've played this, like, I think just straight away our selection of not bringing Marowak's just cost us massively here. I mean, just bringing it, I mean, does so well against the Porygon 2, especially the Ice Beam from the Bolt variant. Does so well against Koko. It made no sense not really bringing it, I guess. But we'll go for this Bullet Punch, see if it's going to be enough. I don't think it is. No, it's not going to be enough. And there is the Gigavolt Havoc, which I don't know, would this be into the Metagross though? Because it's so low, it just seems unnecessary that you would waste your Z move into that. And maybe go for the Tsareena. No, it is into the Metagross. Okay. So Metagross going down. You're going to get a Z move off. And this should pick up the KO onto the P2. But I mean, at this point, we're so far behind, I don't think we're going to be able to kind of come back. So you do get the All-Out-Pummeling into the Porygon 2. It does take it down. But now we've just got such a low health Salamence. And what's my opponent got? If he's got like the muck, then it's going to be GG. But it's a Celesteela, and again, GG all day long, really. We do have Feint, and Feint's probably enough to pick up the KO onto the Coco now. So we could go for that and then go for a Flamethrower into the Celesteela. Try and get some damage off onto it. Try and salvage something from this match, but it's been a bit of a disaster. And I'm not taking anything away from my opponent. They're playing it straight down the line really well. It's just our own fault for not bringing the Marowak. So, is this Feint going to be enough? It should be. Should be. Yeah, it is enough to pick up the Coco. So that's a start. Okay. We get the Flamethrower off into the Celesteela. Doesn't do bad damage. And we get the burn. Okay. So where's this going to go? Heavy Slam into Salamence. We actually survive with the burn. We get super lucky there. Okay, so what's my opponent's last Pokemon? And it is the Muck. Okay. I think Tsareena goes down to any sort of poison type attack. And the Muck having the berry kind of makes it so we can't really kill it. Misty Terrain being up as well means that Dragon Pulse isn't really going to be doing anything to Muck. I mean, one thing we could do is double into the Celesteela here, and a Flamethrower and a High Jump Kick might be enough to pick up the KO there. Let's go for it. So there's a Shadow Sneak. It is going to pick up the KO on this Salamence. And there's a High Jump Kick. Not going to miss into the Celesteela. We can't Leech Seed us as well, but they can Flamethrower us. Yeah, I can't really see anything kind of coming from this now. So, High Jump Kick. You've got to imagine my opponent probably just double protects here. Just double targets, really. There's no reason not to. And we can just High Jump Kick into the Muck. Gauge how much damage it does. Get a good safe future reference. Because you've got to imagine the Celesteela is probably the more likely one to protect here. So no protect coming out from my opponent on either Pokemon. And yeah. So there's a Flamethrower. And we're probably just going to see a Poison Jab. There we go. And my opponent doing super well and cleaning up. And I think we didn't do too bad after such a disastrous start. But I think the game would have been so different if we'd brought the Marowak. I mean, obviously we saw that he had the Muck there, but we did have options against the Muck. And it would have made it a lot easier for us to operate in. Especially against the Tapu Koko and the Porygon 2, which were the big things there. So I think just not bringing Marowak there was just a big downfall. I think we probably would have been better off bringing Metagross, Salamence, Tsareena and probably Marowak over the Tapu Fini there, which is a bit disappointing. But never mind. And I don't know why Siri is activating on my phone, which is a bit weird. Oh, guys, so I got this new phone case. Can you see it? Super cool phone case. So I got this for my birthday. It's really cool for my phone. Yeah, sorry, I just thought I'd share that with you. It's pretty cool. But we'll wrap things up there, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow with another episode of the School of Hard Knocks. So, as I said earlier on in the episode, do let me know about what your thoughts are, what you want to see going forward, core-wise, Tapu-wise, weather-wise, everything, speed control, all sorts. And we'll continue playing this team this week. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have a few more good games with it. But we'll be back tomorrow. As always, guys, thank you so much. It's actually really great to be back because, you know, it's been like I missed doing the videos all last week. I really did. I missed kind of hanging out with you guys on the stream, and I missed doing the videos, and my week felt a bit empty without it. So it's awesome being back. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and viewing. If you've liked the video, please, as always, just leave a like if you can. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, so you get all our daily updates for all our series. We will have a best of 3 battler this week starting on Wednesday, so do stay tuned for that. Another special guest this week, so it should be a lot of fun. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys. So as always, thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Have a great time. I'm just looking forward to catching up on Thursday with all of you, and catching up with all the comments as well. So we'll leave it there, guys. Not drag it on any longer. Thank you as always, and I will see you all tomorrow. So until then, guys, bye bye.